The morning sun filtered through the classroom windows, casting a soft glow across the polished desks. I sat at my usual spot near the back, trying to appear invisible, my notebook open but my mind elsewhere. My name is Alex, a junior in high school who has always tried to fly under the radar. But hiding isn't just a habit, it's a necessity. Most people see me as the quiet, unremarkable guy who keeps to himself. What they don't know is that behind closed doors, I explore a side of myself that feels free, bold, and alive, a side that involves dresses, makeup, and heels. Crossdressing isn't just a hobby, it's a secret language I speak when no one's watching. Lately, though, my carefully compartmentalized life has been teetering on the edge. Emma, my girlfriend, doesn't know about this part of me, and the thought of her discovering it sends shivers down my spine. She's brilliant, confident, and beautiful, and while she's my world, she has no idea how vulnerable I feel when I embrace my secret persona. The day started like any other: books, lectures, the hum of students filling the classroom. But today, Mr. Lawson, our drama teacher, called an unusual meeting during lunch. Word had spread that the school's annual theater performance was going to require a female lead, and he was struggling to find someone who could truly embody the role. My heart raced, not because I wanted attention, but because a dangerous thought crept in. What if he knew, or suspected, about me? Alex, Mr. Lawson's voice cut through my daydreams. Could you stay after class for a moment? I'd like to discuss something. The ordinary air around me shifted. There was a hint of expectation in his tone that made my palms sweat. Sitting in my chair, I realized I had two choices: play it safe and keep invisible, or step into a world I had only dared to explore in private. And for reasons I couldn't explain, my curiosity and fear were both igniting at once. I remembered my room back home, the neatly hung dresses, the faint scent of my favorite perfume lingering on the sleeves, the thrill of the soft fabric brushing against my skin. The idea of bringing that private confidence into the public I was terrifying and irresistible. As I approached Mr. Lawson after class, he smiled with an almost conspiratorial warmth. "I've been thinking," he said, leaning closer, "the lead female role. I believe you could pull it off. You've got the presence, the expression, the nuance. What do you think?" My throat went dry. Could he really be asking me to step fully into my secret self, in front of the whole school, under the scrutiny of dozens of students and Emma? I forced a casual shrug, hiding the storm of thoughts raging inside. I guess I could try," I mumbled, my voice barely above a whisper. Mr. Lawson's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Excellent. I'll need you in costume tomorrow for rehearsal. Trust me, Alex, you're going to amaze everyone." A cold thrill ran down my spine. The idea of transformation, of fully becoming someone else, was intoxicating. But just as quickly, panic flared.
Emma.
What if she found out? What if this secret life I've protected for so long was about to explode in front of her? I left the classroom, heart pounding, and walked the halls as whispers of students and clanging lockers surrounded me. Each step felt heavier, the weight of what I'd just agreed to pressing down. And then my phone buzzed in my pocket. A single text from Emma lit up the screen. "Hey, can you meet me after school? I need to talk." Smirking face. I froze. My mind raced, and a sinking feeling spread through me. Meeting her now, before I even stepped into this new, dangerous world, could either ruin everything or change me forever. And at that moment, as I glanced at the clock and realized I had less than an hour before the fateful meeting, I had a terrifying thought. What if Emma already suspected more than I ever let on? I had no idea that by agreeing to step into a dress, I was also stepping into a secret she was already watching me uncover. The moment the final bell rang, I didn't feel relief. I felt a sinking knot of tension. Meeting Emma after school shouldn't have been scary, but now, with the possibility of performing as the lead female role in front of the entire school looming, everything felt amplified. I forced a calm expression as I walked toward the courtyard, my backpack heavy with textbooks I barely glanced at. Emma was already waiting by the school's fountain, leaning casually against the railing. Her hair shone in the late afternoon sun, and her eyes sparkled with that teasing glint I both adored and feared. "Hey, stranger," she said, smiling. But there was something in her tone today, sharp, curious, that made my chest tighten. "Hey," I muttered, trying to sound casual. She studied me for a moment, then tilted her head. "So, you've got something going on, don't you?" My stomach dropped. She wasn't supposed to know.
Not yet.
Not until I had figured out this whole transformation thing. My mind raced. Should I lie? Should I try to laugh it off? Just stressed about the rehearsal, I said weakly. Emma raised an eyebrow. Really? You seem distracted. Like there's a part of you you're not showing me. I froze. Her words hit deeper than I expected. How could she see it? Could she somehow sense the excitement, the thrill, the anxiety of stepping into this new role? I opened my mouth to answer, but she interrupted. Look, I don't need details if you're not ready. But she leaned closer, lowering her voice. I like honesty, Alex. Don't hide things from me. I swallowed hard, heart hammering. Could I tell her about my crossdressing? About how stepping into a dress felt like stepping into myself?
No.
Not yet. I smiled weakly, hoping she would drop it. Back at home, my room felt like a sanctuary and a trap. The dresses hung neatly in my closet, each one whispering promises of freedom and confidence. I stood before them, fingertips grazing the fabrics. My heart raced. Today wasn't just rehearsal, it was a test of who I was, who I wanted to be, and how far I was willing to go. I chose a simple, elegant dress for the first rehearsal. Soft pastel blue that complemented my skin, cinched at the waist with a subtle ribbon. I held it against myself, taking a deep breath. Then, slowly, I slipped into it. The fabric clung in ways that felt alien and thrilling. The skirt swished gently as I moved, and I could already feel the subtle shift in posture. My shoulders relaxed, my chin lifted, my confidence growing. Then came makeup. My hands trembled as I applied foundation, blending carefully to cover the subtle shadows of my male features. Mascara made my lashes flutter, eyeliner sharpened the corners of my eyes, and a touch of blush warmed my cheeks. Every stroke was a small revolution, a secret I carried alone, but one that made me feel alive. Finally, the heels. I had learned to walk in them, but each step still felt precarious, each click against the floor echoing in my chest. I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the reflection staring back. It was me, but not me. Stronger, more daring, more visible. And then the phone buzzed again. A message from Emma. Can't wait to see you later. Something tells me you're hiding a surprised, smirking face. My heart skipped. She was testing me. Or maybe she already suspected. Panic and exhilaration mixed in a chaotic swirl. The next day at rehearsal, Mr. Lawson led me into the classroom that had been transformed into a rehearsal space. Costumes hung on racks, scripts were scattered across desks, and the stage was already set for the upcoming performance. My classmates were buzzing, but I felt like I was in a bubble of heightened awareness. Every glance, every whisper, every murmur seemed directed at me. Alex, Mr. Lawson said, his voice both encouraging and commanding, you'll start with a scene from the first act. Let's see how you move, how you inhabit the character. As I stepped forward, the room felt smaller, tighter. My heart raced with the fear of discovery, of making a mistake, but also with the thrill of finally showing this hidden side of myself. I moved carefully, heels clicking against the floor, skirt swishing with each step. And then someone from the back gasped. I froze. All eyes were on me. It was Liam, a classmate who had always been observant, sharp, and not shy about making comments. He tilted his head, squinting, and I felt my stomach twist. Did he recognize me? Could he tell it was me under the dress, under the carefully applied makeup? I tried to maintain composure, reciting my lines with as much confidence as I could muster. The thrill of performing collided with the fear of exposure, each word vibrating between exhilaration and terror. My voice trembled slightly, my cheeks warming, not just from embarrassment, but from the intoxicating feeling of stepping fully into this persona. After rehearsal, Mr. Lawson pulled me aside. Alex, you've got something special. Don't let anyone shake your confidence. But be careful, others may not understand yet. I nodded, my mind spinning. Confidence was rising, yes, but so was the danger. Every interaction, every glance from classmates felt like a test. And Emma's words from yesterday lingered like a shadow. That night, I sat in my room, heels removed, costume folded carefully. The exhilaration of the day collided with a new anxiety. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Emma. I saw your rehearsal, amazing. But I can't stop thinking about you. Smirking face. I froze. How much did she see? How much did she know? The thrill of the secret and the fear of it being exposed made my pulse race. I realized that stepping into this world of crossdressing, performance, and attention wasn't just about me anymore. It was about what Emma might think, what my classmates might say, and whether I could keep the line between my hidden life and my public self intact. And just as I thought I could breathe, I heard a faint knock on my window. I turned slowly, heart thundering in my chest. Outside, under the dim glow of the streetlight, a familiar silhouette waited. It was Emma, and she wasn't smiling. The moment I saw Emma's silhouette outside my window, my heart skipped an erratic beat. She wasn't supposed to come over, not tonight, not now. My carefully built world of secret transformation, rehearsals, and thrilling exploration teetered on the edge of exposure. I froze, unsure whether to open the window, hide, or pretend nothing was happening. Emma's sharp, confident gaze met mine from the darkness. Her smile was gone. There was something serious, almost unreadable in her expression. "Alex, can I come in?" she called softly. Every instinct screamed at me, "Don't let her see you like this." But part of me, an almost reckless part, wanted her to see. To show her who I really was, in all my dressed up, carefully crafted glory. I hesitated, then nodded. Yeah, come in." Emma stepped inside, her eyes scanning the room as if trying to catch every detail. She paused at the edge of the mirror, where I had left my dress carefully folded for later, the heels beside it. Her gaze flicked toward me, taking in the faint blush on my cheeks, the traces of makeup still lingering from rehearsal. "You've been hiding something," she said, her voice calm but edged with curiosity. "And I think I know what it is." Panic surged. My mind raced for an excuse, for a distraction, for anything to prevent the truth from spilling out. It's just rehearsal stuff," I stammered. Emma stepped closer, her eyes narrowing slightly. "Really? Because the way you walked today, the confidence, the presence, it was more than acting, Alex. Don't lie to me." I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of my secret pressing down. For a fleeting second, I considered running. But the thrill, the forbidden excitement of being fully seen, yet not fully exposed, kept me rooted to the spot. The next few hours became a whirlwind of tension. Emma insisted on staying, claiming she wanted to understand me. I tried to explain rehearsals, performances, and the pressure from Mr. Lawson, all the while dodging the more intimate truth of my cross-dressing passion. Eventually, she noticed the small details I had hoped to conceal, a blush brush peeking from the drawer, the faint scent of perfume lingering in a room, the delicate hem of the dress folded neatly on the chair. Her gaze softened slightly, but the sharp edge of curiosity remained. "You're different than I imagined," she said finally, sitting on the edge of my bed. "And somehow, I like it." Relief and fear collided inside me. Relief that she wasn't angry. Fear that she might want to know too much, or tell someone. My pulse thumped in my chest as I realized the danger of this secret being out in the open, even with Emma. Then the phone rang. My rehearsal group had sent an urgent message. A surprise run-through of the lead scene would happen the next day, and I was expected to perform fully in costume, makeup, and heels. I looked at Emma, anxiety etched across my face. I don't know if I'm ready." She smiled faintly, a mix of teasing and encouragement. "You'll never know until you try. And I think you're going to amaze everyone. Especially me." Her words should have calmed me, but instead they ignited a storm. The thrill of performing fully as the lead female role, combined with the risk of exposure, created a heady mix of exhilaration and terror. The next day, rehearsal felt like walking a tightrope. Every step in heels clicked louder than before. Every movement, every line, every glance carried the weight of potential discovery. Liam was there again, his eyes sharp, noting every detail. I could feel his curiosity, his suspicion, like invisible fingers tracing the truth I was trying to hide. Halfway through the scene, disaster nearly struck. A classmate, rushing past, accidentally knocked into my costume rack. The dress I had been saving for the final act slipped from the hanger and fell to the floor, the fabric pooling dramatically at my feet. Gasps erupted from the room. I froze, mortified, scrambling to pick it up. Liam's eyebrows rose. Mr. Lawson stepped forward, but before anyone could react further, Emma appeared at the doorway. Her presence was like a shockwave. She had come back unannounced, and the timing couldn't have been worse or better, depending on how you looked at it. My heart thudded painfully as I realized she had seen the dress fall, seen me hesitate, seen the fear and thrill mix across my face. Every second stretched unbearably. Emma's eyes met mine, unreadable and intense. The other students whispered, some curious, some judgmental. Mr. Lawson's face showed a mixture of concern and excitement, like a conductor waiting for the perfect moment in a performance. I tried to recover, straightening the dress, adjusting my posture, forcing a confident smile. But inside, I was a whirlwind of panic, adrenaline, and forbidden exhilaration. The secret I had tried to protect, my crossdressing, my transformation, my dual life, was on the verge of being exposed completely. And then, Liam stepped closer, a smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. "So, this is the big secret?" he asked, voice low enough for only me and Emma to hear. Time seemed to stop. My entire world narrowed to a single point of tension. One wrong word, one slip, and everything, my secret, my carefully balanced life, my relationship with Emma, could shatter. I realized in that heart-stopping moment that no matter what I said or did next, everything could change forever, and Emma's next move would decide it all. The room felt impossibly small. Every heartbeat thundered in my ears as I stared at Emma, who now stood a few feet away, her expression unreadable. Liam's smirk from across the room only made it worse. I could feel the weight of every eye in the rehearsal space, every whisper slicing through the tension like knives. I wanted to run, to hide, to undo everything I had agreed to. But my legs felt rooted in place, caught between fear and a strange, thrilling desire to see how far I could go. Emma's gaze pierced me, calm yet intense, as if she already knew more than I wanted her to. "Alex," she said softly, stepping closer. "I think it's time you tell me the truth." My throat went dry. My mind raced. Could I explain without everything collapsing? Could I reveal my secret, my passion, my hidden world of dresses, heels, and makeup, without losing her? Before I could speak, Liam leaned in slightly, whispering just enough for me to hear. "This is going to be interesting." His tone carried a mixture of amusement and danger. I felt a shiver run down my spine. He wasn't just curious. He might be the one to expose everything. I glanced at Mr. Lawson, who gave me an encouraging nod. He had no idea how precarious the situation was, how my entire identity hung in the balance. One slip, one word, and it could all unravel. Emma's hand reached toward the edge of my costume, almost brushing the fabric. "I'm not mad," she said softly, "but I need to know everything. No secrets." I could barely breathe. Every muscle in my body tensed as I struggled to find the words. My mind spun back to all the nights I had spent alone, perfecting the art of transformation, feeling both terrified and exhilarated as I stepped fully into my feminine persona. The heels I wore clicked softly against the floor as I shifted nervously. My fingers brushed the skirt, feeling the smooth fabric, the secret thrill of the transformation I had hidden for so long. I wanted to explain, to confess, but fear and desire collided in a chaotic storm inside me. Then the classroom door creaked. I froze. My heart skipped a beat. It was someone else, another student, someone unexpected. Their presence threatened to unravel everything I had tried to protect. Emma's eyes widened slightly, and I could see the tension in her posture. Liam's smirk widened, sensing the escalating drama. Mr. Lawson took a step forward, ready to intervene, but even he didn't realize the stakes. I realized in that moment that no matter what I did next, no matter what words I chose, no matter how I moved, everything could change forever. My secret, my identity, my relationship with Emma, and the delicate balance of my double life all hung by a thread. I opened my mouth to speak and then froze. The unexpected visitors stepped fully into the light. Their eyes locked onto me, and for a terrifying second, the world seemed to stop. And in that instant, I knew that one wrong move could shatter everything, and Emma's reaction would decide whether I was exposed, accepted, or lost forever.